Racist bully gives me permanent trauma, so I ended her career. When I was in elementary school, I had a bully named Ria. It all started in the first grade, where she was the instant popular girl and always talked about her time in Ghana. She was born and raised there up until she was 4 years old, when her parents immigrated to America. I thought that was so cool because the only immigrants I have ever known were from Mexico since both of my parents immigrated from there. I asked her what life was like in Africa. She looked at me and said in a very smug voice, "A lot better than Mexico." I thought that was weird, but I let it go because we were kids at the time and I think she just wanted to be cool or something. As the year went on, she always made offhanded comments about me being Mexican and it was always directed towards me. It wasn't until the second grade when we were just learning this brand new word that we have never heard of before, racism. 7-year-old me at the time vaguely understood it because my mom taught me the words that were derogatory towards us and wanted me to be aware of them. Anyway, we were watching a cartoon about Martin Luther King Jr. and we were at a scene where the protesters were being unjustly arrested. I thought it was cruel and didn't think it was fair. Ria looked at me and shouted, "A B like you would never understand." For those who don't know, the word B is a slur against Latin people. I was horrified at being called that in the middle of class and I looked at my teacher who just shrugged her shoulders and went back to the show. I couldn't believe it. We're learning about the civil rights movement and I was called a racial slur in front of everyone. I tried asking my teacher why she didn't say anything because what she called me was a bad word towards me and my ethnicity. All she did was say, "It's just a word." I ran home in tears and told my mom everything. She was upset at first, but at the time she told me that Ria probably didn't know that that word was a bad word towards Latin people and maybe she'll figure it out when she's older or say sorry the next day. How wrong my mother was. For the next 4 years, Ria would throw racial slurs at me, saying I eat nothing but beans and that I must have crossed the Rio Grande River to get here. I begged her every single time to stop and I went to my teachers pleading with them for help, but they never did anything. It wasn't just the racial slurs she threw at me. She would insult me for the way I looked, the way my hair was, and why I was bigger compared to the other girls who were slim. Things got worse in the 4th grade, as I was going through a rough time because my mom was dating an alcoholic. He also smoked heavily and the smell will end up on my clothes, which added fuel for Ria's fire. It was when dare was a big thing back in the day. So Ria would always use me as an example about the dangers of smoking and pointing out how the smell was so bad that she constantly plugged her nose every time she walked by me. It led to rumors of me never taking a bath that followed me up until the end of 6th grade. At this time my mom was starting to realize that Ria was not stopping and she tried contacting the school, but all she would get was that it was just a disagreement between 2 classmates. She wrote notes for me to give to my teachers, but nothing would happen, and in the 5th grade things got even worse. My grandfather passed away and his death hurt me so much that even to this day I still feel that raw pain of his passing. Word got out to my school and Ria walked up to me saying how sorry she was that my grandfather was gone. I naively thought that maybe, just maybe, she would stop being a bully and say sorry for saying racist things towards me. "Nope," she said. "It's sad that he died to get away from you. I would too if I realized my granddaughter was so ugly." I broke into tears while she and a few of her friends laughed. I told my mom, who managed to finally get a hold of my teacher and demanded that she do something about it or else she was gonna go up there and make her stop. So for the first time in the whole year, my teacher walked up to Ria and told her to stop being so mean to me. Ria looked at her